What time is it right now? All right, so we're still on day 3. I'm actually trying to do something with my day instead of going off into Never Never Land. It's still an improvement from yesterday, which I just rested. So we've got to keep that in mind. 2:47. So I ate outside. I had my electrolytes and I've been drinking water. Check, check, check. I did exercise today. Check, and I showered. You can really lose it. So I'm going to go get ready to do an errand. I look terrible. I might set this up and hang out with you while I get ready. See you in a bit. Hi, everybody. Let's see. How do I turn this? I'm just going to leave it there. So, do you have ADHD? Is somebody you know have ADHD? Comment below. And I'm just curious if they have the skin dermatillomania. They've changed the name. It's skin excoriation disorder. Like I do the skin picking, which I'm trying to quit. There is another ADHD content creator on here. I wonder if she did the 30 days. She was doing 30 days to see if she can go without destroying her skin. Some people pull out their hair who have ADHD, autism, or both, so trichotillomania. Some people bite their nails, so it's not usually something I talk about, but here we are. So if you're curious what I was just putting on my face, I just found this past week at TJ Maxx. I'm not like a huge into promoting any kind of products, but I was looking for something with salicylic acid because it really helps your skin produce less oil. And if I can use, my skin produces more oil now that I'm going through some hormonal changes. So if I can use some products, kind of slow down that production of oil so that I don't have the clogged pores, so I don't have the temptation, that would be good. Now this guy, I will probably buy this for the rest of my life. This stuff, can you see that? It's freaking amazing. It has a high amount of salicylic acid because it's got, because salicylic acid is the same thing as aspirin. Where's the Tylenol? It's aspirin. And they used to make it from the bark of a willow tree. So it has not just the salicylic acid, aka BHA, beta hydroxy acid. Out of the two, alpha hydroxy acid and beta hydroxy acid. I used to sell skincare, so this might help you guys. I'm not an expert, but the beta hydroxy acid, which the only beta hydroxy acid is salicylic acid, that's the one that is oil soluble. So that's the one that can actually go into your pores and help you clean your clogged pores out. So I got this guy. This is by Cause RX. This is Korean skincare. This is the best thing ever. And it doesn't irritate, at least for my skin. So if you're trying something that has some kind of alpha hydroxy acid or beta hydroxy acid or retinol, those are very active ingredients and they can be really irritating if you have sensitive skin. So if you try something new like that, just try it in a little area. Let's see what time we're doing for. 3:03. What? My goal is to be ready by 4. I need to leave here before my man gets home, because he left me the car so I could do errands, so this is silly. Okay, I did the serum. I wanted to find another one of these so I could stock up. I actually ran really low, and so what I did was I mixed a whole bunch of other serums I have. They're all like vitamin C serums, and I put them in there, and now it's diluted, and it doesn't work as well. This I also recommend if you have oily skin. I think the product has been changed. It doesn't look like this anymore. It is by Panoxyl, which is a an acne line, but this does not have any acne ingredients. It's lightweight. It has oil absorbing ingredients, but it's a sunscreen as well. And the thing I like about this one is it's not going to clog your pores, and it's not going to sting your eyes because it is titanium dioxide and zinc. So this is one of the ones that comes out white, but when I go out, this is what I use for my moisturizer. This thing is a freaking unicorn. So if you go in the skincare aisle for acne, and I've always had, like, this is good too, any kind of water, like, well, my serum is drying up. That's really good. That one is, check the smell though, some of them smell bad. That one is hyaluronic acid, which is hydrating. And then this is the sunscreen. So I don't know if you guys can see from here. It goes on looking white at first, but when you rub it in, it feels good too. I should be using more, but you know what? I'm not really, it's chilly out and I'm not going to be outside so long. And this is, let me find a box to show you. Let's see, a box. Nope. Adapalene is a type of retinol, that's good too. And that is, ooh, did I use this all up? Niacinamide is a good ingredient for reducing oil production as well. This is what it used to look like. The next time I'm at a drugstore, a pharmacy, or like Walmart or whatever, I will find what it looks like now. I have read that people don't like the new formula. I have not tried it yet. It's very surprising to me. That's what it looks like in here. It's very surprising to me. This I've tried, I don't know if it was last summer or the one before. I got a whole bunch of these oil absorbing sunscreens, because if you go to the skincare aisle and you look at all the acne stuff, because one of the reasons I haven't worn sunscreen on my face my whole life, which I should have, was because of my issues with my clogged pores, and it always feels greasy. Even if you get the ones that are supposed to be like a serum, they're disgusting. At least to me, I get the ick. I get creeped out. It's just, so you put all this really good skincare that's supposed to absorb the oil, and then you're going to put this greasy thing in? No. I want a skincare product that is a moisturizer and a sunscreen in one step. And this one is. And it is an SPF of 30. You want a minimum of 15. Higher than, I don't know if it's 30 or 60. It's like, when they say SPF, like 90 and above. It's really, once you get over a certain number, it's just for marketing. It doesn't matter. It's full, it will fully cover. But this stuff is great. It's lightweight daily moisturizer, absorbs excess oil. It doesn't, see now that it, when you first put it on, it feels greasy. Can somebody come in? Hello? I wonder if I left my cat. Be right back. Hold on. He must have gone upstairs. So yeah, I forgot I had the door partially open onto the deck. So the breeze was like opening the door, making noises. It freaked me out. So yeah, I'm not gonna get huge into skincare right now. I can do a separate video if you guys want to. But if you're like me and you don't know why every single day, like you don't even realize you're doing it, and you find yourself going like this on your skin, and you do struggle with clogged pores, they don't have to be straight up blackheads, they could be clogged pores. Find this online. You can get it on Amazon. COSRX is the brand. Check with a dermatologist or your doctor first. If you're young, if you're under 18, check with your mom and other people before you start using. You probably have perfect skin. I did have a lot of oil and some breakouts when I was young. It was mostly like clogged pores. And it's interesting that when you get to menopause, all of a sudden your skin is acting like it did when you were a teenager. It's like going through like a puberty all over again, but in reverse. But yeah, those two products, I swear by it. I feel like it feels so nice now. When you first put it on, it feels like it's going to be greasy, but then it just feels really, really, really nice, and it's dry. And this stuff does not irritate my skin anyway. Everybody's different. Like I said, there's no, oh, by the way, there is no active ingredient in here. There is aluminum starch, which is, I don't really understand that, but it's an ingredient that absorbs the oil. So if you're like me and you have an allergy to metal, just check it on a little area first. It doesn't bother me. I can't wear jewelry that's not like silver or gold. I can, but then it's not good. And so this won't irritate your skin. There's no salicylic acid, there's no benzoyl peroxide, there's no alpha hydroxy acid. Let me just double check. Aluminum starch, beeswax. They put caffeine in there. Camellia leaf. That is a green tea extract. That's very calming if your skin gets irritated. A bunch of ingredients I don't know. Yeah. Oh, there's hyaluronic acid. That's good. You want that. And polyhydroxy. Some of these things I don't know what they are. So yeah, that's my little skincare blurb for the ADHD person who has problems. I don't really get it, and I had no idea. I figured I hated myself or something, like I'm picking myself apart, right? But it's not. It's part of what we have. I don't 100% understand it. Incidentally, these cute little bottles, there's a top here somewhere. I've already lost it. These cute little bottles you can get at the dollar store if you have a very tiny vanity area. And you can put, I've already run out, you can put your micellar water. If you don't want to have like a big bottle of micellar water, you can just fill this thing up and put your cotton round there and then use that. It's cute. It's a dollar store. And makeup. So where are we at? 12? Wow. So yeah, because of my skin, I can't, this might be really boring. For the guys, you probably just want to go to the next video. Actually, I need to buy more makeup, to be honest with you. I am very fair. If you want to know what colors I'm using, this is ELF. I'm very impressed with this. Oh, I don't really use liquid foundation as much anymore because I feel like it just kind of sits there. So what I'll do is I have these sunspots now because I didn't wear sunscreen, right? And I will just, you know, gently cover up like blemishes. This is tricky because if you don't use the right products and you're not careful, this sunscreen can pill up a little bit, by the way. That's all right. What was I saying? I don't know. Oh yeah, if you have like open pores, especially if you pick at your face, and then you cover it with makeup, what does that do? Sometimes it makes it worse. Yeah, this one is oil absorbing. Sometimes, depending on the time of year, it's too dry. I know that it looks very, very pale. But believe it or not, my skin is actually pale. It's just uneven. See? Oh, incidentally, it may look really light. It dries up quite a bit darker. If you're curious, what you can do is get like a napkin, a paper towel, or a piece of paper, and then swatch some of your favorite concealer on there. And then wait for it to dry. And then compare it to the bottle. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. I can't believe how much darker this is when it dries. I never thought that would happen. I knew that painting is like that. Yeah, I'm already seeing it on my hand. So, I have warm undertones, so more of a golden tone, but this one is light peach. So this is 16 hour camo concealer matte finish. That's just one I'm using right now. I've used a lot. I tend to go for drugstore makeups unless they're like really disgusting. There is a way. Oh, so if you're wondering, if you have open pores because you've been picking at your face, take some of this, blend it. You can use a palette if you don't, wash your hands first, please, because then it will get gross and contaminated and nasty. But if it's somewhat dry and it's not too liquidy, you can put like a thin film on the top. So it's not going to cover the pores. Go in there. All right. Where is my tissues? I don't know. So there's that. Like everything. Check that out. I look pale as heck because I am. I dropped my powder. This is, I feel like I'm an influencer and I'm not. So I went to try this because my favorite powder, which is amazing, and they stopped making it, and I'm mad. L'Oreal. They had the little jar when you twist it with, it was a pain to use, but there is no powder I have tried that's like that. Bothers me. This is the closest that I found. I did some research online. This is the closest I found ingredient wise. So there you go. I have no idea what I'm gonna wear. So I'm just kind of like putting, ugh, I can't afford to buy makeup right now. This past winter, my friend had pink eye. I got it from her. This is like a mini kabuki. I might have gotten this at Walgreens. It was like part of a kit. It says Eco Tools. And I've used big brushes, but I like this one because I can kind of target it. I don't tend to use the poofs or tools that come in these products anyways. And yeah. And then I'll use like this. This is just the one I found that I like right now. I got this one at TJ Maxx. It's like $6. It is, I think they have their own companies that make things, so. But do you see? So when I put this on, at first it makes me look very ghostly and pale, right? But it is, here, let me show you. Check this out. Look at how much lighter it is. Do you see how this area I covered a sunspot? I have to go back and do some more. It dries quite a bit darker. Incidentally, a lot of drugs, check with your local drugstore brand company and ask them their policy for returning cosmetics. Because I think you'll find these days that there are stores that will let you return them, which I think is super important. I remember when I was a teenager and I was trying to find, and you're first learning about this, you're trying to figure out what's gonna match. I think I spent like $80. And then of course they wouldn't take them back. But these days, some stores do, So that's a thing. Once I find a foundation, I get a light in my teeth too. I stick with it. And they did make that product from L'Oreal for at least 10 years. But when I had a pink eye infection, I had to throw it away. If you have yellow toned skin, peaches are very good. The closest thing I have to I have some pinks. This almost looks, I had my colors done when I was young, and I'll teach you about that if you like. So the coloring looks really brownish and terracotta here because the lights that I put up is a yellow tone, but it's not. So this is actually, and I do the apples, but you can't see it as well. Let me start with a lighter one. Yeah, if I go overboard with anything, it's probably the blush. And then putting blush over like wherever the concealer was on my nose. If I have red spots, it can help with that. But if you have yellow toned skin and it's fair and you have dark hair, you could tell. See? Now there's neutral skin tones that are in between. Certain drugstores, I don't know, I know the CVS has beauty department, beauty advisors. It used to be beauty department managers, now it's advisors. Huh, this is really not looking pink, huh? Usually this will, I'm totally boring. I'm boring you to death probably right about now. I'm just placing the blush where the sun would go. But I see how much healthier that looks? Kind of looks like I went crazy. That's just my trick because I put some on my chest where, you know. That's just my trick. Oh, incidentally, you can take these. God, it looks yellow. This is actually a peachy terracotta, and it looks quite light in this lighting and through the camera, but it's not. It's like, yeah, look at that. It looks different in the picture. Weird. Anyway, I made my own palette, and I'll teach you how to do it one day, if you want to. And you can put magnets on the back. There's a way you can take these. These were individual blushes. This one's Milani, and I didn't know there was like a little terracotta thing in there, so I had to like crush it and reconstitute it. But this is something I made. It's a little messy right now. This was CoverGirl. These are various single blushes. They look a whole lot more yellow and brown. Like if I'm looking at it right now through the mirror, it's way pinker. I don't know why it looks like that, but you can make your own palette. That way, if you have multiple things, you can just throw out the ones you don't use, and it takes up less space. And this is a magnet, and then there's a magnet on the back, and boom. You can actually buy these. I happen to make this from, it's a stationery. I took all the stationery out of there, stationery container. And this guy was from Christmas. This was a little gift card tin. And I put various eyeshadows that look good on me. So yeah, that way you're not, you know, going through things too quickly. So for me, I'm an autumn. I did have my colors done when I was young, and my hair was bleached because I was a dummy. That was the thing back in the late 80s, early 90s. We all put sun in. Ladies of a certain age, do you remember that? We all put sun in on our hair. I remember being in summer camp, and there was like a gymnasium. This is in a different state. And there was like some boulders outside of the gymnasium, and we were like 13 or something. And after we had gone swimming for a free swim in the afternoon, we would bring our sun in, and we'd just drench our hair with it and be out there. Like, we're dressed now, but we'd be like, oh, sunlight in my hair. And then it would turn orange. So, oh, this I got from a friend of mine. She gets the Ipsy thing once a month. Is it Ipsy? So she gets little cosmetic things. And if you go, you can probably get a Wet n Wild version of this just for like $1 something. So if you want to save money, these are perfectly fine. I have a couple of them. They're fine. You don't have to spend a lot of money. And I actually have I made that darker than I need to be. So for your eyebrows, let me pull this out. This is from a little Wet n Wild eyebrow thing. It comes with 2 colors. This is the lighter brown one. Looks kind of greenish ash, but it's, well, maybe a little bit. It's not blonde. And then I'll just use a little brush to go across. And I know like the thing is to have big eyebrows. Yeah, I put in too much. You don't want to go too crazy because it'll look weird, you know? I was young in the 90s and I tweezed and I tweezed. So I know that I have a spot here that has a scar. I don't remember if I fell or how I have it. So my eyebrow is actually, well, nobody's eyebrows or body parts are even. So what I will do is I'll scowl, and that's because my eyebrows tend to look down and I don't like that so much. I don't want to go crazy and change the shape. This is just clean on this side. I think I put in too much. That's the thing, powder's great because if you use too much, you can just take some out. Okay. Yeah, I did too much here. I'm just gonna leave them. Yeah. You want to enhance them a little bit if you can't see them. Oh, the reason why I scowl is then I will just naturally try to make them go up more because of my dislike. I know that I'm not a makeup artist, by the way. I used to be a beauty department manager. And I can tell you story time about those things another time. So yeah, when I started tweezing my eyebrows, I tweezed them too much, so they are wide. Whatever. I just think they would look weird if I start and I don't want to look like scowling, so whatever. So there is a formula if you want the perfect shape. So I'm just going to use this. I'm lining it up with the corner of my nose and trying to hold it straight. And this is where you want it to start. So you can see like mine starts a little bit further and they're not straight. They're a little bit crooked. And so on this side, the edge of your nostril, if I'm doing this wrong, anybody in the beauty community, remind me. So I'm marking that spot. That one's pretty good. So yeah, this one's a little bit too over. And they're not going to be, I'm just rambling about eyebrows. Sorry, guys. Oh my God, how boring. I'll tell you one of my favorite things. Ooh, I do like pink. Oh, if you're wondering what I put in the crease, it's a terracotta. It's like a red, a reddish brown color. I tend to be sallow. Other autumn colors look decent on me too, but that tends to make me look a little healthier. And I will also use this. I'll tell you what. Those little Wet n Wild eyebrow things, the dark one, this is actually good if you tend to get eye infections and you have to throw out makeup quite a bit. You can get a little teeny spray bottle. I have a bigger one. You can tell I've used it to disinfect quite a lot. The label's all gross now. This is, originally I used 70% isopropyl alcohol. Now I think it's the 90% one. So periodically I will disinfect my vanity table, my mirror, and powders. Now sometimes you can spray them with this. You're gonna choke on the air, but if you have to do it outside. But you can disinfect the powders. I have mixed luck with the pencils. I tend to reinfect myself. Like, I think I throw out all the cosmetics and there'll be one thing I didn't throw out. and I thought I didn't use it, but then I did, and then it comes back. So yeah, that happened this year. I reinfected myself once or twice. So now I don't really have many pencils anymore because that's money I'm going to be throwing away, right? So I have deep set eyes, and I just dip this in the darker eyebrow powder. For some reason it's, and I'm making a mistake, but that's all right. You can have like a clean cotton ball. If you get dust, ooh, let me get some pink up here. That's better. You get dust, if you use something like this, because it will smear. And you can use it on the bottom too. Just be careful not to get it in your eyes. I tend to do like the outer. I'll blend it. I'll do, it almost looks like a cat eye. I've just been doing this forever. It's nothing complicated. It's, you know, this is just flattering to my eye shape because I have hooded eyes and they're close set. So you can actually, for ladies and men, if you wear makeup, you can actually look up eye shapes and see. So if you have close set eyes, like if you were to look at my eyes, they're actually closer to my nose. And some people have wide set eyes, wider set eyes. Kate Moss is a model that has wider set eyes. So, you know, cosmetics can balance that out so you don't look as cross-eyed. So for me, and I've tried different kinds of cosmetic looks. Oop, I did that too much. And I don't put anything on the waterline. Oh, for people who are young or just learning about makeup now, there are some people that never used it and are just starting to learn about it. Whoever, whatever your situation is. If you hear beauty people talk about the waterline, that is the inside part of your eyelid. This part here. So some people will take their eyeliner, if it's like the wax crayon or the pencil, and they'll put it in there. My eyes are small enough, so I don't tend to do that. And sometimes I do use the pencil. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm getting older, man. I can't believe I've been on here. I don't know if this is a total mistake to show you guys everything. I'm just going to throw it on there, and you guys decide what is good and what is not good. So coral for summer is the flattering version of pink if you are in autumn. Now, I do like pink. We had this limited edition, so I don't think you can get this anywhere. Blush Bestie. Who does this? Lottie and London. So these pH lip glosses I really like. I've been using them for years. Look at that bright color. Everything looks very orange in this, and this is a hot pink. So over the last year or so, I had one. I got it at Burlington Coat Factory, right? In the cosmetics section, I got a box, and it was like 5 glosses. They look like little lipsticks. And there was a pink one, and a green one, and a blue one, and a yellow one, and they all changed colors. And the one that was orange, which turned coral, I used that almost completely up because it gives you just a flush of color, and it tends to stay. I can't find it. And so I have a new one now. That one I just showed you. This is a pH one. And do I have... I don't know if I have any tissues here. I have a cotton round. Hold on. Let me wipe it off. So it's like a yellow color, but it turns quite bright. And I happen to like that. And I like the way it's cute. It's a heart shape. I like this one. You can use it on your cheeks. I happen to have sunspots from being out in the sun, so I can't because I have to put concealer on them to cover them up. But yeah, I use this guy on bare lip. I don't even know if it'll show up right now. What time is it? Oh, 3:35. I wonder if I could speed this up. So, I think you can tell how bright pink that is. I like it. As far as like a pink color for somebody with my really, really fair skin, I'm not, like, if you were to go, I think there's like numbers with some of the cosmetics. I'm not a 0 or a 1. I tend to be a 2. I tend to be light ivory. If you have light ivory skin and hair color like mine, if you can tell by looking at my skin, it has a yellow golden tone to it, right? That's the undertone. And if you're like me, purpley pinks won't look good on you. Orangey yellow pinks like coral will look good on you. This actually looks terracotta there. This one, by the way, this is not going to stay because I just put a lip gloss over it, but this is like the best color. 145 Rogue. They still make, you have to shake it. I don't have a tissue. I'm gonna use a receipt. Do I need to return anything? No, it's groceries. Nobody handled this but me, because I did self-checkout, if you're getting grossed out. This isn't going to stay because I'm putting it over lip gloss, but I just like the color. All right, I'm going to finish getting ready, and I'll see you in a minute. Thank you for hanging out with me. I wonder if we could speed something up if I record. And then maybe add music. So, I don't know how you do your hair. I'm gonna dry. Be right back. So yeah, my hair's a hot mess. I look back in my my calendar. You know when the last time I trimmed my hair was? Exactly a year ago. Oh my gosh. You want to see something else that's like only an ADHD person would have? A broken brush. Because I really like the brush. And I keep meaning to glue the handle back on the brush. Oh my god. Crazy, right? So yeah, what I was thinking of doing, I'm gonna take this off. I was thinking of so here's my hair. My hair is naturally straight. It's pin straight. And so you can see that the last time I cut it into layers, and I cut it pretty short too. It was a wolf cut. I really do like doing those Brad Mondo. But by the time it gets to be like, I don't know if you can see this from there, like the middle of my back, if I can do this, by then it gets too long. As much as I would like really long hair, because there is really no like curl, there's no body, and actually because of my age, I don't know if you can tell, if I can show you, my hair has been thinning on the sides. I don't know if it's hormonal or what, if it's stress, what. And when I put it up, it'll just look like a part that's there, but it never used to do that when I was young. I got some cheap things to try to save some money, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Ugh. Not sure. Not that the brand that I use is very good quality anyway. I tend to use Pantene for certain things. I find that their shampoos can strip my hair, but I decided to go cheap to save some money, because I have very little, and replace, now that my mousse ran out. This stuff smells bad. Don't buy this. Captivating Curls, what made me think that would help. Maybe this was not as strong, or maybe this was the only mousse they had. I tend to put a little mousse in my hair before I blow dry it, because otherwise it will be always in my face. My hair is very, very straight, and it gives it some body. So yeah, I really don't curl it very often, but if you have a layered cut and you're curious, hopefully I think I can fast forward this. I'm just gonna go ahead, let's see, yeah, that's warm enough. I'm gonna go ahead and do sections going down the back. So I didn't think it was useful for me to film when my hair was like this. So I just finished doing sections, and I'll show you next time if you want to know how I did the back without looking. Okay. This is, if you're curious and you're not used to curling your hair, especially if you have pin straight hair, I will go through products with you next time if you want, of what helps me keep like some kind of body and texture. Because if you have very silky straight hair, like mine's thinning, I have a lot of it, but the individual strands are thinning and they're falling out. Yeah, so there's that. You do lose, the average person loses about 100 hairs a day, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's really not a lot. So we are naturally losing hair every day. So what happens is our hair follicles will grow and grow and grow for maybe a year or two. I don't really remember, and they're all growing at different times. But they grow at a similar rate, but they'll grow for a while. And then what happens is it gets tired and it needs to take a break. So it'll shed the hair that it's growing and it will start growing a new one. So once it sheds, the new one growing in is very, very fine, very thin, and then it gradually gets a little, I don't know if you want to see what I'm doing. So I did the back. It's not going to be super, super curly, but I'm starting to reach to the back, which I know from like muscle memory, like where the line is between where I started curling it in the back and the side. Oop. It's a big knot. Hold on a second. Yeah, I don't want to damage it too much. The spray, I don't really curl my hair as often as I used to. And I make sure that at the very least the conditioning spray that I use before I dry my hair is a heat protector spray. I made the mistake once of not using a heat protector spray and using a device that got very, very hot, and it was not good. I had chunks of my hair falling out. And I had to go to a hairdresser to have a lot of my hair cut off. So I don't recommend that. I was thinking, oh, heat protector spray is a scam. They just want to make money off of you. I don't know what made me think that. I think I just really wanted to have it really hot and get really tight curls. And I hadn't noticed damage before, but see that? So what I'm doing here is I'm holding the hair out to the side. And then this way I actually don't have to move much. And I'm kind of doing most of them going back, kind of like the direction of a Farrah Fawcett. It won't be that full. Definitely not now anyway, because that it's grown quite long. And then underneath I might do a few pieces that are going in a different direction, just to kind of give it a little bit of body. And yeah, I wish I could flip this phone right now. I have some pictures down here at the bottom. My vanity table is disgusting. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with you guys tomorrow. Today, I basically went from a day where I wasn't feeling well and I was feeling sorry for myself and I just rested, and then the day flew by. After I ended the recording with you, I was so tired and just lay down and decided to rest because I felt like I was getting a cold. And then it's like I blinked and my fiance walked home. And let's see, it's almost 4 now. So I want to hurry up and be done with this soon. I mean, it's okay if he's walking home before I go out, but he left me the car and I'd like to take the car before he comes home. And then each day, I'm going to make some changes to be ready earlier. Earlier and earlier, so I'm a little bit more functional. You could just go like all boot camp on yourself and make drastic changes. But I tend to make things way harder for myself than they need to be. And then, of course, it's not something that I can achieve long term. I get frustrated. It's too hard. It's kind of like when you're starting to work out and you're comparing yourself now to the person you were when you were in high school, and now it's like 20 years later and you're out of shape. It's like, dude, your body, you're an older person. You're not going to be able to bounce back as quickly as you did. And so we do that as humans. We, especially like the New Year's resolutions, you know. Hold on a second. I'm actually going to use this screen. I'm trying to do that. I leave little ends out a little bit. And I don't want to leave it on too long because I don't want to fry my hair. I think this one's like a Revlon. So if you're curious, this is, I believe, a 1-inch barrel curling iron, and you can just get this at Walmart. It's nothing fancy. I don't know if it's Conair or Revlon, but yep. And then what I'll do is I'll pull this down and be able to see here. Let me get the mirror real quick. Ooh, that's better. So what I can do, once they're cool, you can move them. You don't want to move them too much while they're warm, or the curl will fall out. There we go. Yeah. Maybe I'll make this one go this way because it's going under. Most of them are curling away from my face, but these ones that are underneath, I will curl under. And then when you're done, you want to let it cool a little bit. If you start fussing with it, you don't want to brush it out because it'll make the curl go away. Oh, incidentally, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a fancy clock. This thing is fallen and broken so many times. Look at the little red thing. It still works though. Yeah, that's what I use. It's constantly falling. I have to totally clean out my vanity table area. Let's make sure that's still warm enough to make a curl. And then I think this is the last piece here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And, you know, I don't even really do my hair that much anymore. When I was working at my job that I might stay at, I'm not really sure yet what I'm doing. I was always running late, and it's so warm in there, especially in the summer. Like, oh God, it's horrible. And I'd be walking around with a portable fan. I mean, that alone might convince me not to go back, because then you feel physically sick because it's so warm. Let's see. How's that coming out? All right, so I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to spray it. I kind of sprayed my hair with the hairspray. When I was younger, in my 20s, I would grab a chunk of hair and I would spray the bejesus out of it. Spray the crap out of it, like drenched with hairspray. Now, granted, it worked, but my hair would be gross. Even once I combed it out, it'd be yucky. It'd have like this dust of hairspray. You know, once you comb it out, it starts to flake out. So you don't want to use too much. you know. But I do really like some of the, oh, I had a favorite product and they don't make it anymore. Got2b Guardian Angel Heat Protectant Spray. Dude, why did they stop making that? It was fucking amazing. I could use it by itself and it would make my hair feel like silk, even if I didn't curl it. Oh my God, it was amazing. They stopped making it. Why did they do that? I like those products that are kind of like a little bit of everything. It was a conditioning spray, it was a heat protectant spray, and it styled it and held the curl, but your hair felt soft. It didn't feel like you had a lot of product in it. I think I forgot to put the serum in the ends, guys. I think I'm frying my hair. I hope not. So it is past 4, but that's okay because I'm just about ready, I think. How many pieces do I have left? I have this old 70s song stuck in my head. It's really not appropriate. Don't worry, it's not one that you probably are thinking of. Da-da, da-da. All right, I'm gonna pause this, and basically I'm doing the same thing on both sides. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's done. I'm gonna go rinse this off so I can wind it up and put it away. Hey guys, so what do you think? This is the completed look. You can run your fingers through it if you want. Once you spray it, I think I'll spray it again, maybe. You don't want to do too much if you have straight hair like I do. Let's see if we can see the back of it. You can kind of see the back. Let me go into, oh, I missed a spot. That's all right. It could be worse. So I'm going in the bathroom because I have these really cool mirrors. I could see much better. Oh, did I? Did I miss a spot? It's so dark in here. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. All right. You want to come with me and go shopping? That's what we'll do next. Bye. Oh, since I'm going to color my hair soon, maybe I should let you guys see what it looks like in the sunlight. Why does it look so much better in the sunlight? That's going to make me want to keep it, but it's always so bland, and especially in fluorescent. So, yeah, I've got some grays. That's the finished look. And now you know how to spiral curl your hair if you haven't done it before. Mousse. So when you get out of the shower and you towel dry your hair, you want to spray with, if you can find like a conditioning spray that's also a heat protectant spray, that's the best. And then you spray the conditioning spray through your hair. You don't want something too heavy. If you have straight hair and it just falls, that's my combination. And then you can put like a couple drops of a serum. I'll show you which one's really good and it's cheap too, to do the ends to protect them. And then you finish it off with some mousse. You just put in a little. You don't want to go too crazy. You dry your hair upside down. And then depending on what kind of spray you want to use, if you want to use hairspray or a heat protectant spray, that works that way as well. And then you do it in sections and that's what you get. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.